Well, a habitat for animals is not unlike a burrow or a town for humans. It's just a place where they live and they exist, whether they exist together or they chase each other around in search of food. But it's really just an area that they inhabit. Organisms are going to need resources that are not that different from the resources that we need for survival. They're going to need food, they're going to need water, they're going to need sunlight, and a place to live and to have their families, just like we do. A lot of the things that influence where an organism lives are, believe it or not, are not alive. It's the actual chemicals, the oxygen in the air that they have to breathe, the minerals and the nutrients in the soil that they need to build their cells and build their structures, the amount of sunlight. All of these are examples of what we would call factors that limit, in other words, put a ceiling on how many organisms can live in a certain place. Animals that need to defend themselves have to be able to first know that the predator is around. So, for example, if we were to take our friend the bunny rabbit here, even though this is just a toy, as you see, he has very, very big ears, which are the better to hear the wolf with, my dears. They also have very good eyesight so that they can see great distances, and probably the most important thing would be speed. Prey animals tend to be very, very fast and make quick movements in many directions, whereas predators will like to run in a straight line at them. So if the prey can outrun its predator, it would be an unbelievably good advantage. The predator organisms also have to be very fast. They also have to be able to sneak up on the prey. Since our little bunny rabbit friend here is very fast himself and has good eyesight and has good hearing, the predator that's going to chase him down has to be able to sneak up on them without being heard. So they would have to be very light on their feet. If they could hunt at night, it would be a very big advantage as well. Most of the predators have very good night vision, what we call nocturnal organisms, that are designed to hunt at night under the cover of darkness. Well, just like with us humans, there's only a certain amount of space that's available for us to live in. So having animals be able to coexist with each other is very important for the overall health of the ecosystem. If the space begins to run out, what happens is that the animals start to move closer and closer together. And just like when people are crowding us, we get a little uncomfortable. The animals will sense that there is a risk that their resources are going to get lower and lower and lower. So what they'll do is they'll start to compete. Okay? Good examples would be different birds that could live in the same forest, but not necessarily in the same tree. And if they start to go into each other's trees, they will feel that they're being invaded, and they're going to have to defend their space because they were there first and they don't want to give it up.
Animals are very protective of their territory. This dates back to prehistoric time. Much like animals now, there were dinosaurs who were predators and dinosaurs who were prey. Depending on whether the dinosaur was an herbivore or carnivore, they had to have certain characteristics that enabled their survival. You will be researching these survival characteristics in the WebQuest.